I am surrounded by decks left and right of me to do this video, and I'm so excited to get into it. So let's do part 2 of hashtag show us your decks. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, I'm Mend. So today I am doing a VR on the hashtag show us your decks part 2. No, that's 2. And this was super fun. I did have slight challenges. Slight challenges, no problems, always challenges. To see what decks fitted pretty good with these prompts. So a huge shout out to Angel over Feeding My Soul for making another amazing tag. This is so fun to do and to show a couple of more decks that I probably haven't shown in a while, and some that you'd be so extremely familiar with, you'd be like, yeah, I knew you were going to pick that, Mend. So grab a snack, grab a drink, get comfy cozy, or prop me up in the background and just listen to me. That's okay too, whatever you want, and we will get into the prompts. I swear, as big and all as my desk is, I just don't have enough space. I swear, I could have wall-to-wall desk and I'd probably still run out of space. So, prompt number 1 is a deck with a quote on the inside of the box. I'm not even going to admit to how many decks I went through. I was kind of embarrassed that I didn't know what decks had quotes inside it. But anywho, there's quite a few. But this is the first one. The first one eventually that I got to that had a quote on the inside, and it's the Witch Sister Tarot by Julia Jeffrey. Now, this isn't a deck I have worked with a whole pile. I'm hoping to work with it more in the autumn season and winter season. So it's the magic of the ancestors beats in your blood. Feel its power and free your wild soul. Oh, that gives me shivers. Like, that is so empowering. So I do love a good Llewellyn deck. I really do. You guys know how much I love a good juicy guidebook. I'll show you the cards just quickly because I know maybe some of you might be interested if you're new and you might know this deck. I'd be surprised if you didn't, but it's the Witch Sister Tarot. I didn't think you'd be able to see it, but these are the backs. I've seen some people do amazing edges on the side of these. Like, honestly, so good. Did I leave my overhead light on? Yeah, I did. So this is very interesting. I think what most people call a very peoply deck. I don't mind that. It's my first deck by Julia Jeffrey. I don't have Tarot of the Hidden Realms. I don't know, there's just something about that deck. That hasn't called to me yet. Does that mean I won't get it? No. But yeah, so this is the deck with a quote. Oh, wow. On the inside. Oh, I love this. This is very powerful. Prompt number 2 is a deck with a damaged box or card, and I hate to admit it, but I actually have a few decks where the boxes are damaged. I can't think off the top of my head if there's a card that is damaged. I don't think there's any particular deck that has one card that is damaged, but there's definitely been decks where I have dropped and the sides have burst, but this one came damaged. I didn't actually do this myself. This wasn't of my own cause whatsoever. And first of all, let me show you. It's Beyond Lemuria, which is by Izzy Ivy, and it's a Blue Angel publication, and I actually got it from a holistic shop, and this is the way it came. Like, it grated me, to be honest. If I'm being really honest, it really annoyed me, the fact that it was sent like this. Now, it mightn't have been sent like this. It could have got damaged in the post. That is completely possible as well. It wasn't me that did that. I didn't drop it. I know the decks that I have dropped and burst the sides off them, but this looks like something hit it or something like that. I don't know. It's very annoying. As you can see, it's like all battered and things like that. So yeah, that's the deck that came in the box battered already. So that was a little annoying. I have dropped decks. The Ancient Stones one I literally only dropped yesterday. No, not yesterday. By the time you see it, it'll be a week on. So I'm trying to think. or only a couple of days ago, and I burst the side on that as well. But nothing good old sellotape can't fix, so I'm not overly bothered. As long as the cards and stuff are okay, then I'm alright with it as such, depending. I know there's another Llewellyn one actually that came damaged, and I think it's the Tower of the Witch's Garden. Yeah, that one came damaged as well. The side of it is torn, so that's a little annoying. But yeah, these are the Beyond Lemuria cards. I don't really use it a whole pile, which is a pity, because it was a deck that I was like, I really need to get. I spent ridiculous money on it, because if you know, when you buy it, obviously from smaller shops, they are pretty much more expensive than if you buy it someplace else, especially when we book depository. But anyway, we won't talk about that, so yeah. Ready. Number 3 is a deck with one or several renamed cards, and I have a few decks that are like that actually, but I picked the Wildwood Tarot. I've shown this several times on my channel, so I'd say we're all well acquainted with it at this stage. These are the backs. Oh man, this would have done for another one. This would have done for the next prompt, but anyway, we move. And this one has renamed majors and minors. So bows are arrows and stones are pentacles. Am I correct in saying that? I feel like now I'm kind of messing it up in my head. Vessels are cups. And what's the next one? Like, look, archer. Arrows are wands, so bows are so. Oh my gosh, I'm confusing myself. Anyway, it's one of those mornings where I'm a little fuzzled. So, excuse me. I do apologize if I got it wrong. Yeah, so these would be wands. Yeah, arrows are like action, and then bows would be swords. Vessels would be cups, and then stone. Is it stone? Would be pentacles. Stones would be pentacles, if memory serves me right. Could I get the guidebook? Yeah, but I struggled to open this box. So you have the world tree for the world, and so the hermit is the hooded man. The stag is the emperor. Am I correct in saying that? Okay, you guys, I'm confusing myself now. Anyway, we get the idea, right? You get the idea. Like, the sun of life is the sun. There's some ones I get off the bat, and then there's others. I know a lot of you are great for remembering numbers associated with the majors, and then my brain just goes, you don't know any of these. You don't know one tarot card. I'm like, but I do. But the numbers, it's numbers in my head. I'm not the best when it comes to numbers. So yeah, I think it's why I struggle with astrology, because there's a lot of numbers in it, and I was so bad at maths in school, you guys. Oh, I hate admitting that. But anyway, so yeah, that's just keeping it real though, you know. Some of us are better at other things, and some of you are amazing at maths, so I'm not half jealous. And then prompt number 4, like I said, I could have used that deck for this prompt, which is a deck with reversible backs. I actually went with the Tarot of Mystical Moments. This is a US Games, am I correct? Yes. Did I give you a headache by flipping my deck every which way? I do apologize about that. Oh, does this count as a damage as well? Nah, that's probably just wear and tear, really, if I'm being honest. Then again, like, when you have so many and then they like drop and fall, that happens, like, it really does. So these are the backs. They're super shiny. They're very plain, simple, elegant. I like it. So you can read it reversal. I don't read reversals, but if you wanted to, this is a great deck that you could, if you wanted to. I think everybody knows this deck at this stage. I like it. It's very weird. It's very wonderful. I love the odd decks. I really enjoy odd decks. Don't ask me why. There's just something that it just intrigues me. I love this. If I could get this as a print, oh my gosh. Wouldn't that be just gorgeous on your wall? Like, just love that. I just love odd pictures. I've always appreciated art and loved art. So anything that's kind of the odd nature, I'm like, yes. I wonder why they painted it that way. So my goodness. Isn't it like just so pretty though? It's really weird Bridgerton. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm going to call this my weird Bridgerton deck. I love that. Cute. Cute. Prompt number 5 is a deck with star on the box. I thought this was genius, if I'm being completely honest. I thought, oh man, look at you. Look, it's the Cosmic Crossroads Oracle. It has stars, not, you know, there's nothing wrong if you pick the ones with an actual star, like a star symbol. This has stars on it. Oh my gosh, stars, yeah. Like, proper, in the sky, nighttime, stars. Like, that's pretty cool. So this is actually relatively... Oh, look, it has stars on the backs. Angel, do I get double points for this now? I mean, stars on, like, stars on the front and stars on the back. Come on, I definitely get double points for that one, for sure. Not that this is about winning or anything, like, it's not. But if it was, can I get double points for this at the very least? That's all I'm asking. I'll be honest, I haven't reached for this deck a whole while. It's not that it's not a good deck. It actually is. I really like the images. I've wanted to pair this with the Rosebud Tarot, but I'm actually playing with a different pair that I'm enjoying quite a lot. So I'll probably play with the Rosebud Tarot with this deck at some stage. Who knows? It doesn't matter. That's the joys of owning decks. You can play with them and work with them whenever you want. I really like it. Again, odd. But I like that. I like that kind of collage, celestial, Danielle Noel feel art style. I don't know what you call it really, to be honest. But yeah, oh, just gorgeous. Prompt number 6 is a deck with no or few people in the minors. I had just the deck for that. It's Grimalkin's The Curious Cats Tarot. Of course, this would have no people whatsoever in the minor, I hope, anyway. No, it does. Doesn't. Yeah. It shouldn't, technically, in theory. Oh no, I'm looking at these backs and now I'm like, oh my god, this should have been in Show Us Your Backs. Damn it. I'll have to do part 2 to that now. That's another video. Anyway, these are all cats. Cute cats, fluffy cats, wild cats, cats being cats. That's a really sad cat. We're not gonna... Look! So cute. Oh my gosh. This one reminds me of my Milo so bad. If you don't know, that was a kitten that I raised when he was really, really small, but unfortunately he got out and he got knocked down by a car. So that was devastating. So it's nice to have him in a deck because he's ridiculously cute. Oh, I don't think I've seen... See, look. Okay. But anyway, I'm making myself sad, and I'm not, because he was really sweet. And it's funny because he actually still lets me know he's still around. Like, it's ridiculous how many times I've heard the name Milo from other people's pets and things. Now, it might be a very common name, but at the time when I picked it, it wasn't a very common name. So he's pure little mischievous. But I don't see Frankie or Grim in any of these cards. Maybe their energy, but like as in visually, I wouldn't say any of these looked like my own kitties. That definitely is Frankie, 100%. She's always grooming. I'm trying to see, is there any... No. Okay, we'll just do a whole quick flip through. I'm trying to see. No, not that I would say, yeah, they look like Frankie or Grim. Then again, there's so many different cats out there now. Maybe a little bit like Grim, but the colouring is wrong, so no. Well, that's alright. That happens too. But yeah, that is the Curious Cats, the Grimalkins one. Prompt number 7 is a deck that doesn't have a person in the Fool card. And I had to really kind of think about this one, if I'm being honest, because I was like, ooh, What deck doesn't have a person? And then this one was like screaming at me. It was really funny actually. Is the Mythologica Finica Tarot. I was like, surely. So obviously, to save you the hassle of me watching me go through, I went through and I found it. I'll take out this deck. I worked with this deck actually earlier this year and I quite enjoyed it. It's very interesting. The myths are very, very interesting. It's a Rockpool Publishing tarot deck. And this is the Fool. And it's called the beginning. So you have like night and day or dark and light, whatever way, an egg. It's like the beginning, the start. And yeah, that's very cool. Fool card. They're the backs, and just so you can quickly see what the cards look like. It's very different anyway, that's for sure. I like the art style. It's unusual. I think we've already established I like unusual and odd decks, so yeah. That is the Mythologica Finica Tarot. Prompt number 8 is a deck with your favourite box design. And I had to think about it. See, if you'd asked me before I dropped the Oracle deck, it would have been like the Ancient Stones, you know, the one where the top kind of comes off and it's like a little triangle. Now I don't like that at all because they break so ridiculously easy. So this is the one that is actually my favourite. I was like, duh, of course. It's the Llewellyn boxes. Now, I know they're ridiculously massive. I don't mind that. I can store them pretty easy. I like the magnetic closure. These are sturdy boxes. They really, really are sturdy boxes. Of course, I picked the Green Witch to show you because you know how much I love this. But I really enjoy the fact with Llewellyn, so I'll go into a little bit more detail for you, is these are sturdy. They're handy. You can fit your big guidebook. I love a big juicy guidebook with lots of information and whatnot that you can dive into. But I love Llewellyn's size decks. I have relatively small hands, so sometimes even the standard size tarot, I struggle with shuffling a small bit. It's just a little bit too much of a stretch. It's not bad, but like Hay House decks, anything Oracle size in a tarot, like 78 cards, is really, really difficult to shuffle. So I really enjoy Llewellyn, this size deck, because it fits perfect. It's absolutely ideal. I'll just quickly, as if we haven't seen enough of this. Haha, jokes. We'll never see enough of this, and I will always talk about it. So, but yeah, it's the Llewellyn, the magnetic closure boxes. Love them. Okay, on to prompt number 9, which is a deck you've made a 180-degree turnaround about. So, anticipated, purchased, fell flat, or lukewarm feelings about the deck, and then absolutely loved it once you received it and worked with it. So, I'm actually going to flip this a little bit. Of course, I was going to change the prompt. It was a deck I couldn't wait to get, so I suppose anticipated would be one, right? I didn't like it off the bat. And I'll tell you which one it is. If you're around here a long time, you'll know which one I'm on about. But it's the Work Your Light Tarot by Rebecca Campbell. I think I seen it on Imogen Walters' tarot channel. Yeah, on her channel. And I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my gosh. This was the first time I was introduced to Danielle Noel's art. And I fell in love with it. And I loved it. And I was like, oh, I need to get this deck. This was kind of at the start of my journey. I didn't have many decks at all. And when I seen this, I was like, I need to get this. So first of all, trying to find where could I buy it to get it to Ireland. Eventually did. I think it was off Book Depository. I'm not sure. It's so long ago now since I bought this, so I don't know. But I fell in love with it. And when it came, I did not like it. I couldn't connect with it. There was no connection with it whatsoever. I did not enjoy it. I was like, oh. Okay, this is not what I was expecting when I got this deck. I thought we'd get off on the right foot. We didn't. So I cleansed it. I went through all the cards. I did, your usual stuff. And then I set it up on my altar. I think I've told the story before, but anyway. And it sat there for weeks. I don't know how many weeks. Could have been months. I couldn't tell you. It sat there for what felt like forever. Until one day, I felt drawn to actually working with it. It's so funny how intuition works. And literally worked off the bat. So, you know, to be honest, it was a deck that just needed to settle into its new surroundings. That's all. That's what I keep telling myself anyway. I love this artwork. I love the art palette, the color palette, and that celestial feel. I quite enjoy that. For me, it really connects with that whole higher chakra. So your third eye and your crown chakra. So I really, really enjoy this. So, I love this. On to prompt number 10, and it's a deck on your, a deck with an even major in the box artwork. So High Priestess, Emperor, Lovers, so on and so forth. And I knew off the bat which one I wanted to pick. Ta-da! It's the Lightseers Tarot. Of course it did. That's the High Priestess. Now, I just realised I did not look for the High Priestess card in this. So this is my deck. Oh my goodness, where's the High Priestess? There we go. She wasn't too far away, so there we go. That is the High Priestess on the front of the Lightseers Tarot. And I won't spend too long talking about it because I think we all know about it at this stage. Prompt number 11, I'm lost as where I'm even at, is a deck in your tarot shelf or storage area with the box title facing in the opposite direction from the others. So most of my tarot decks, oracle decks, all have the titles facing out. Actually, I store them, let's say, just so you know, like this, right? And this will always have a title at the front. So normally 9 times out of 10, it's kind of this way I would store them. And it would be the same for the Llewellyn decks. These are the ones I just have on hand. I store them that way, with the clip facing the wall, would say, or the back of the shelf, whatever way you want to put it. The only deck that I don't store like that is the Bonfire Tarot. I actually store it this way, which is odd because technically I should store it this way. But I don't like the fact that the clasp, or the way the box opens this way. So when I store it and you try and grab it, this opens. So it's easier for me to store it this way. The only thing is you can't tell from the title. Now, I obviously know from the box what deck it is. And these are the backs. I think I've shown this recently because I did work with it recently. I'm half tempted, I'm not going to like to get the second edition because it just, I don't know, there's something about the second edition. But I haven't yet, so we'll see. We will see. But I have started to enjoy this deck, finally. Finally. But yeah, I store it that way. Okay, prompt number 12 is a lonely deck. A deck you don't store with your other decks. And I was like, oh, I don't like that idea at all. I hate the fact that my decks will be lonely. But this deck isn't lonely. This deck sits very proudly elsewhere and doesn't get much screen time. She should, though. It's the Relative Tarot. And this is by Wiser Books, actually. And this is the inside. Oh, there you go. There's one with kind of a quote and the guidebook. And this sits up on my ancestral altar, or ancestor altar. So I keep it in this little organza bag. I need to get a proper bag for it. But I really love the backs. I got this solely for ancestral work. Have I worked with it much? No, I haven't. Just life has been extremely busy at the moment, so trying to get everything done has been a challenge. But this is a deck that pretty much sits away from the rest of my tarot decks, or any of my decks really, to be honest. And it does follow the Rider-Waite-Smith. As you can see, it just has people's ancestors on the cards instead. So I thought that was very, very cool. The concept is very good. The guidebook is a little bit different. There is no actual meanings really to the cards. Again, because it follows the Rider-Waite-Smith, so. So yeah, this is my lonely deck. But she's not lonely. On to prompt number 13. A deck you associate with the current season. And Seasons of the Witch Litha. Of course it is, because we just passed the summer solstice, or Litha. And of course I associate this one with it. The seasons of the witch are great for the seasons. As stated on the box, man. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Jeez. But this is really pretty. I feel like these decks got like better as they went along. Although I love all of them, if I'm being brutally honest. Like I love every one of these differently, obviously for different reasons. Believe it or not, I haven't actually worked with this just yet. I will be, but I just haven't yet. I have the whole summer to be working with it, so. Oh my gosh, is my voice going? It's okay, we have 2 more prompts. We can do it. So, one more. Oh, beautiful. Number 14 is a deck in which your favorite animal makes an appearance. I love this. I was so excited, and then I was like, oh no, did I remember incorrectly? But I picked the Guardian of the Night Tarot, and this is the Hay House publication. Now, I did go through to make sure. Look, sorry. If you're here with a while, you know I love donkeys. I just adore them so much. Okay, look. What's that card? There we go. We don't even want to see that one. That's fine. Spiders kind of freak me out, but look at the backs on these. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's a donkey. It's one of my favorite animals, of course, after my cats and my dogs and everything else. But I adore donkeys. There's just something about them. So technically I suppose I could have picked the Grimalkin's Curious Cats Tarot, but it's donkeys. I love donkeys. And there's also like a dolphin card here as well. I love dolphins, and there's whales. I love all kinds of animals. And there's a black panther. What else? Lemurs, magpies, not crows, magpies, elephants. I love elephants. These have just a great selection of all the different animals, but it's donkeys. I love donkeys. And last but certainly not least is a deck with a rainbow either on the box or in the cards. And oh, I was so excited. Of course, this has a rainbow in the front. It's Alchemy of the Spirit Oracle deck. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love this. Look. There's our rainbow. I love that so much. But I've chatted about this deck since I got it. And it's so cute. I'm pretty sure there's probably a rainbow. Look at the backs. These are ridiculously cute. I love the pastels. I'm not sure, is there an actual rainbow card in it? I can't remember off the top of my head. But this is so extremely cute. It has like rainbows nearly throughout it by the looks of it. But it has that beautiful pastel, gentle feel. It's so cute. I just love it so much. This artwork is gorgeous. I'm trying to see, is there a rainbow card? I don't think so. Oh, but there's a panther card. There could be. I'm not 100%. I'll be honest. I'm not sure. But look, there's a rainbow on the star. Oh my gosh, that's actually the box. Huh. Cute. Love that. So, my lovelies, that is the end of my video. I think my camera has moved slightly. But thank you again to Angel for a wonderful tag. It was so much fun to just dig into my collection and see what matched which prompt. And I really enjoyed doing this. And I'll make sure to tag her video below in the description box. Make sure you go check it out. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you part of the family. I would say we're pretty cool over here. Hit the thumbs up because it does help my channel out. And hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And remember, stay magical, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.